Mr. President, you say the Democrats are undercutting troops the way they have voted. They're obviously trying to assert more control over foreign policy. Isn't that what the voters elected them to do in November?
I think the voters in America want Congress to support our troops who are in harm's way. They want money to the troops. And they don't want politicians in Washington telling our generals how to fight a war. It's one thing to object to the policy, but it's another thing when you have troops in harm's way not to give them the funds they need. And no question there's been a political dance going on here in Washington. You follow this closely, you know what I'm talking about. Not only was there a political dance going on, there was people trying to appeal to one side of their party or another, but they then had to bring out new funding streams in order to attract votes to a emergency war supplemental. And my concern, David, is several. One, Congress shouldn't tell generals how to run the war. Congress should not shortchange our military. Congress should not use a emergency war spending measure as a vehicle to put pet spending projects on that have nothing to do with the war. Secondly, as I mentioned in these remarks, delays beyond mid-April and then into May will affect the readiness of the U.S. military. So my attitude is enough politics. They need to come back, pass a bill. If they want to play politics, fine. They continue to do that. I will veto it, but they ought to do it quickly. They ought to get to the bill to my desk as quickly as possible, and I'll veto it, and then we can get down to the business of funding our troops without strings and without withdrawal dates. It is amazing to me that, one, the United States Senate passed confirmed General Petraeus overwhelmingly after he testified as to what he thinks is necessary to succeed in Iraq, and then won't fund him. Secondly, we have put 40% of the reinforcements in place, and yet people already want to start withdrawing before the mission has had a chance to succeed. And they need to come off their vacation, get a bill to my desk, and if it's got strings and mandates and withdrawals and pork, I'll veto it, and then we can get down to business of getting this thing done, and we can do it quickly. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, and we get the troops funded, and we go about our business of winning this war.